Shalom, welcome to another video, and as always, before I get started, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakwadash, and next double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great millstone who teach and who rule well, peace, blessings, and safety. To all you sincere Akim, keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or whether they forbear. Alright, so this is going to be a lesson going to the topic of how Biden, as you see in the title, approves Ukraine's use of long-range United States weapons inside Russia, reversing policy. All right. So, for a time, United States told Ukraine not to use its firepower, so to speak. All right, the missiles. All right, but now the United States has authorized Ukraine to do so, which further escalates the war going on between Russia and Ukraine. And really, the United States is in two wars by proxy of their allies. Really, the United States is indirectly involved in the war that's going on in the land of Israel, and then also the war going on between Russia and Ukraine. And same, Russia is also indirectly involved, because Russia is associated with Iran and the Muslim Brotherhood, and then of course Russia is going up against Ukraine directly. So we see the stage being set, all right, for WW3, the War of Armageddon, in the Valley of Yahweh Shaphat, meaning the Heavenly Father, Yahweh's judgment. All right, so we're going to read through this, and then as always, I'm going to get some scriptures in Yahweh Rachazah, meaning the Heavenly Father's will. It's edifying to the elect. All right, it says, Biden approves Ukraine's use of long-range United States weapons inside Russia, reversing policy. It says the Biden administration will allow Kyiv limited use of ATACMs to strike enemy positions in Russia, according to senior officials. All right, so these are these long-range missiles, not nukes, but they are missiles nonetheless. It says U.S. soldiers conduct live fire testing of early versions of Army Tactical Missile System in December 2021 at White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. President Joe Biden has authorized Ukraine to use a powerful American long-range weapon for limited strikes inside Russia in response to North Korea's deployment of thousands of troops to aid Moscow's war effort, according to two senior U.S. officials. And we always go into that, all right, how according to biblical prophecy. Let's go ahead and get it right quick. Go to Jeremiah 50. All right, so according to Jeremiah 50, I'm just going to get one verse out of here. Verse 9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon and an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. So according to the prophecy, all right, Gog and Magog, which is Russia, the land of Russia, is going to be raised up with a company of nations. North Korea, China, all right, and various different eastern nations are going to rise up against America, the daughter of Babylon, and they're going to shoot their arrows, aka missiles, all right, nuclear missiles upon this place and turn it into the lake of fire. All right, so now we're seeing these military alliances being materialized. All right, I'm not going to say that it was a speculation, because it's very obvious, and it was not a secret that Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un, right, that they had a friendship. But now you see that North Korea has actually deployed thousands of troops to Moscow. All right, so they're jumping into the war. Continuing on, it says the easing of restrictions on allowing Kyiv to use the Army Tactical Missile System, or ATACMS, to hit targets inside Russia is a significant reversal in U.S. policy, and comes as some 10,000 elite North Korean troops have been sent to Kursk, a region of Russia along Ukraine's northern border, to help Moscow's forces retake territory gained by Ukraine. All right, so the United States, being an ally of Ukraine, sending them countless amounts of U.S. dollars to be able to aid them in the war. Okay, what do we see happening now? Okay, if North Korea is joining in with Russia, then that means that Russia and North Korea are now going up against a major United States ally and essentially against the United States. The Biden administration fears that more North Korean special force units could follow in support of this effort. The move precedes by 2 months the return to the White House of President-elect Donald Trump, who has signaled he intends to end the war between Russia and Ukraine, though without offering details on how he will do so. One U.S. official said the move is in part aimed at deterring Pyongyang from sending more troops. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un must understand that the initial deployment has been a costly mistake, said the official, who, like others interviewed for this story, spoke in the condition of anonymity because of the matter's sensitivity. Okay, so whatever U.S. official spoke on it, they said that they spoke anonymously. So they're afraid. Okay, they're afraid of North Korea and Russia. All right, they said they're trying to tell them it was a mistake to deploy those troops. But the thing about it is that China, North Korea, and Russia believe that they have next. Okay, they believe that once Babylon the Great goes down, that they're going to be raised up as the new leaders of the world. All right, so they're not going to stop. Okay, they're not going to stop, and the Lord doesn't want them to. This is all part of the Lord's vengeance, as we always get into. And now we have Biden. All right, he's getting ready to be vacated out of the White House. So he is intensifying. He's intensifying the tension between the East and the West. All right, before Trump gets in, because Trump says that he's going to stop the war between Russia and Ukraine, and that's not going to happen. Okay, because Russia wants to take over that land, and it's ironic because the same thing that everybody has a problem with Russia attacking Ukraine. Okay, that they support the Israelis destroying the Palestinians. So both sides are hypocrites. All right, everyone is okay because what Russia's doing. All right, Russia is destroying the Ukrainians and taking over that land, which that land did used to be a part of the Soviet Union, right? But everybody has a problem with that. They're talking about how Russia is the big bully, and they're absolutely destroying the Ukrainians. They call that war the meat grinder. All right, there's so many men dying in that war that there's really no men left. They're really just going and grabbing up any man that they can find over the age of 14, putting an assault rifle in his hand and telling him that he's going to war to fight for his country. That's how bad it is in Ukraine right now. Okay, the Russians are absolutely destroying them. Okay, but Ukrainians, they are strong and they are fighting back. All right, and apparently I didn't know that, but apparently they had regained some territory. So that's why North Korea is now jumping in, and they're going to help Russia to take that territory back again. All right, but once again, okay, they have most people, and I'm talking about really Edomite Americans here in the United States. They have a problem with what Russia is doing to Ukraine, but they don't have a problem with what the Israelis in 1948 Amalekites are doing to the Palestinians. All right, and I'm not in support of either side in either war front, but it just shows you the hypocrisy of how they are. All right, so this is all the will of the Lord. We're going to go ahead and get the precepts out. All right, I'm going to start here in the book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 1. All right, and it reads, "The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will." So DJT, all right, Donald Trump, he can't stop the war because it's the determination of the Lord to gather the nations for war. All right, Biden, he that wasn't a very smart move from a carnal perspective. All right, but at the same time, if the Lord wants there to be war, he controls the king's heart, meaning their mind. Okay, you go into that. Matter of fact, let's go into the blue letter right quick. You go into that word for heart. It's the word lob, meaning the mind. Okay, so the Masoretic text and the king's heart. All right, right here, it says lieb, but it's lob. All right, there is no e in the Paleo Hebrew. Okay, so it says, outline of biblical usage, the word heart, it means inner man, mind, or will. Okay, it says the inclination, the mind, knowledge, thinking, reflection. All right, it says as seat of appetites, as seat of emotions and passions, as seat of courage. So it's talking about, it says the heart, but it's really talking about your mind. All right, so the king's mind is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So they can't stop it. This is the Lord's determination to gather the nations for war, as it says in Zephaniah 3 and 8. All right. So the Lord programmed, Joe Biden's mind to do this, to make this move, which is only furthering the United States, Babylon the Great, into war with the Eastern powers of Russia, China, and North Korea. This is Job 33 and verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. So when you go to sleep at night, the Lord, he's already determined what you're going to do the next day, the day after that. All right. And when you go to sleep, he opens your ears and programs, your instructions for the next day. So the Lord was the one who programmed Biden to make that move. All right. And that move, like I said, is ultimately going to push the United States further into the possibility of armed conflict between the Eastern nations, Russia, North Korea, and China. All right, which we know it's inevitable because it's in the prophecies. All right, now, why is this happening? Let's go ahead and read it. Why does he want to do this? It's Isaiah 33 and 1. All right, and it reads, it says, woe to thee, destruction unto thee, that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled. All right, who has done most of the spoiling throughout the past 2,500 years in history? Esau, Edom, starting off with Alexander the Great. We call him Alexander the Creep, but in the world he's known as Alexander the Great, the Macedonian. All right, it said that he went through, slaying the kings of the earth, so much so that the earth was quiet, and then he made the nations become tributaries unto him. All right, so he spoiled. Esau, all right, it's the so-called white man, has spoiled nations all throughout the earth and continues to do so. So woe unto thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. All right, just look at the so-called natives. Dealt very treacherously against them. And when the conquerors, when they came to the United States, all right, and to different various parts of the Western Hemisphere, the natives, for the most part, wanted to make pact with them. They wanted to be their friends. All right, not realizing that the so-called settlers had a different plan in mind, and they slaughtered the vast majority of them. So they dealt treacherously, but they were not dealt with treacherously. It says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. All right, so now we're in a point where Esau has built his kingdom, all right, and he wants to try to pretty much have everyone mentally enslaved, to bow down to the beast system, all right, to where he doesn't have to have chains on us, he doesn't have to do violence anymore. People want to be under his leadership. All right, that's pretty much where we are right now. All right, but you cannot build a kingdom off a foundation of blood, murder, lies, robbery. You cannot build a kingdom off of that. All right, that bad blood is going to remain from generation to generation to generation. And even though a lot of our people have forgotten and have pretty much let it go, the Lord didn't forget it, and he didn't let it go. The Most High requires that which is past. As it says in Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, I believe. All right, so that's the reason why this is happening. The Lord is raising up the worst, all right, the worst of evil for the wicked, which is Esau. As a matter of fact, let's look this up right quick. The scripture says the worst of the heathen. Let's see. I think it's in the book of Job. It's Ezekiel 7 and 24, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is, but I just placed it incorrectly in my mind. But anyways, we can get this one. Obadiah 1 and 2. Just talking about Esau. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, and thou art greatly despised. All right. And that's exactly what's happening. Esau is greatly despised. His Western world is greatly despised. The nations are starting to come up off of that wine, and they have a hangover, and they're pissed off right now. All right. It tells you the nations are drunk off the wine of Babylon, but now, all right, that drunkenness is starting to come down, and they're starting to see things for what they really are, and they're pissed off. All right, so continuing on, let's get this. Ezekiel 35, and I'm going to start from the top of verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Okay, so that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to tell you, we go out there and we preach, we prophesy of salvation for Jacob and damnation for Mount Seir being Esau, Edom. It says, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay, so pretty much Esau, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai used Esau to punish us double. All right, but now that pendulum has to switch back to go the other way. It says, Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So, okay, you're not going to escape. You're not going to escape this. This is the Lord that's bringing blood upon you. Okay, even if you try to make peace with the Russians, with the other heathen nations, all right, blood is going to pursue you one way or another. Okay, as that song in the world goes, one way or another, he's gonna find you. He's gonna get you one way or another. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you. You can't escape, man. You can't escape this. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's gonna get you one way or another. Blood is gonna pursue you. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains, his governments, with his slain men. In thy hills and in the valleys, and in all thy rivers, shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and you shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. All right, how's perpetual desolation going to come? By way of the missiles. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. Okay, and these two nations, these two countries, the southern kingdom, all right, the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, okay, the so-called Negro tribes, and then the northern kingdom, the so-called indigenous tribes, all right, Manasseh, Ephraim, Issachar. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. So he says, all the hatred that you've had for us, okay, you go back to, and just within so-called American history, okay, United States history, slavery, okay, all the broken treaties with the natives, all right. The Lord said, I'm going to take all that same anger that you've had and hatred that you had for them, I'm going to flip it on you, and I'm going to give you double, according to Revelation 18th chapter. So this is about to be the greatest, most major ass whooping / bloodshed in history, and there's no way to escape. There's no way to escape. So it's funny to me, because Edomites, they're very proud. They talk a lot of shit. Let's just get a precept on that. Okay, Edomites are very, very proud, and I just laugh. I'm like, you devils have no clue what the Lord is getting ready to do to you. Psalms 123:4. Our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease, and with the contempt of the proud. They talk a lot of shit, man. Whole lot of poo. All right, whole lot of shit, man. You would think that their mouth is around their waist. They talk a lot of shit, but it's all good. It's all good, man. I just laugh. I'm like, you devils, man. You guys got no clue. I'm gonna laugh. Hey, man, when these judges start going forth, I'm gonna pop a bottle. This is Psalm 73. Okay, Psalm 73 and verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men, because the seed line of Cain, not the physical seed line, but spiritually, okay, came back through Esau. And you go back to Genesis, it told you, anyone who avenges himself upon Cain shall be punished sevenfold. So the Lord had a specific purpose. He said, I'm going to allow the seed of the wicked to reign and terrorize the earth for a period of time. But then, in the end, I'm going to make my glory known when I punish them, the same way he did ancient Pharaoh. It says, therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Okay, they're very violent, very arrogant, very proud. Their eyes stand out with fatness, and they have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly. Concerning oppression, they speak loftily. All right, so they talk a lot of shit, you know. All right, they make fun of the slights of what they done to the so-called natives and to the so-called Negroes. But hey, like I said, it's all fun till the rabbits got the gun. All right, and that rabbit, okay, Yahweh Shai about to come down and destroy you ninjas, man. Major destruction, major ass whooping. Like I said, the worst ever known to mankind. Let's go back to Ezekiel 35. This what the Lord is preparing for Esau. They have no clue, man. So hey, live it up. As it says in Lamentations 4:21, your punishment is just about to begin. It ain't started yet, but it's coming. Oh boy, it's coming. So live it up. Enjoy your boats, your mansions, your plantations. All right, fly all around the world if you want to. Do whatever you want to do. This is your portion. It's your kingdom. Enjoy it. All right, but guess what? It's coming to an end soon and very soon. That's why it says the devil's getting ready to come down having great wrath, because if they have but a short time. All right, just recently in Ohio, you had a bunch of Nazis marching through the streets. I think it was in Columbus, Ohio. Go ahead. Well, like I said, whatever you do, all right, the Lord said, I'm gonna do to you according to your own anger that you've had against them. So whatever you do, just remember, devil, double unto you. All right, you're about to come to the King of Terrors, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all the blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth you have boasted against me, and I have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. He's heard you. All right. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So will I do unto thee, and thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. So there ain't gonna be not one Edomite that escapes punishment, not a one. Out of billions of Edomites on the world, in the earth, millions, however many Edomites they are, regardless of what they look like. If you got black Edomites, so-called Chinese-looking Edomites, Arab-looking Edomites, you're gonna be destroyed. You're not gonna escape. You're not gonna escape. 2nd Ezra, 15th chapter. We're gonna close out with this. All right, and this really is not just the judgment of Esau. It's the judgment of every wicked person on the face of the earth, man. All right, 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 20. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. See that? He's going to repay you. He's going to cause the kings of the earth from the east, all right, from the north, from the south to the Libanus, all right, and he's going to pay to them. He's going to repay them all the things that you have done to the children of Israel. Every single last of one of you. Not one is going to escape. Like as you do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and it hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. See that? Like when you light a stack of hay on fire, how fast is it going to evaporate? All right, that's what the Lord has done. He's lit that fire, and it's about to consume you devils, you two-thirds, you heathens. All right, anybody that's not of the elect is about to be destroyed. Okay, and there's going to be very few that's allowed to survive, because they're going to be the first fruits of captivity to rebuild the earth, which the kingdom of heaven will be on the earth. All right. Now to you two-thirds, it says, woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. I will not spare them. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, and defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord Yahweh knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. See that? All right, so I'm going to close out with that. Okay, fierce. This is what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is bringing to the earth. And we prophesy before it comes, we tell you of it. We're the newsmen of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You see? So I'm going to close out. Yahweh Righteous, I was edifying. And as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. And until next time, Shalom.